Alright, shop boys, man. As I can tell by the title, we got privileged teen thinks she can get away with murder. The case of Mackenzie. Let's get into it.
Mackenzie Shirilla appeared to be a typical teenage girl, doing many of the things that teenage girls do.
Oh man.
By all accounts, she and her boyfriend seemed to
Oh no,
have
this
it
a
all.
crazy bitch.
Did they?
This a crazy
She and her
joke.
things that teenage girls do.
Yeah.
Appeared to be a typical teenage girl, doing many of the things that teenage girls do.
They put it. Bro, yeah, this a crazy joke. Yeah, you can tell.
By all accounts, she and her boyfriend seemed to have it all. But did they? And if they didn't, what would this seemingly sweet teenage girl do to make sure that they did? Welcome back to Crime A to Z, where we detail cases and crimping about the plain heartbreaking cases you'll come across. It's about young people with hearts of gold, and one with no heart at all. It's a case so gut-wrenching that even the officers on the scene could barely hold it together. So sit tight as we dive into this case of entitlement, selfishness, and status.
Yeah, bro.
And as always, if you end up liking how we present this case, it would be great if you can help us out by...
Y'all niggas gotta watch out, bro. Y'all niggas got to watch out. Y'all gotta know which one is the hit and run. Y'all have to know which one is the hit and run. Like, I ain't
giving us
talking about a
quick
fucking
like,
car.
subscribe, and share, please. Let's go.
Come on, bro. What the fuck? You got about 3 intros.
John Stephen. She grew up in Strongsville, Ohio, where she and her sibling enjoyed a comfortable upbringing. During her teenage years, Mackenzie, like many young ladies her age, was an avid social media user.
Spoiled as fuck. You can look, bro. This is spoiled. For sure. Bro, this is, bro, I can promise y'all. Like, she just looks like she looked like she was
videos
spoiled.
With her friends on TikTok. Although Mackenzie appeared to be a sweet child in her younger years, those around her noted that a shift occurred once she became a teenager. Some described her as selfish, vindictive, and cruel, with the attractive youngster having typically gotten whenever
a nigga grow up like this, selfish and shit, is because they was spoiled growing up. And I don't mean regular, because you could, it's okay to, you know what I'm saying, do that. But it gets to a point to where sometimes some parents don't know how to handle that shit. Like,
she wanted in life, her sense of entitlement was well known. It pushed many of her peers away from her. As Mackenzie grew older, her parents still knew her to be the well-behaved daughter they had always raised, unaware of her developing issues. She began using drugs and engaging in disrespectful behavior, including vandalizing a church while she was under the influence. And her actions only intensified once she began high school at Strongsville High. It was there that she would meet Dominic Russo. Throughout his childhood, Dominic was well known for his great sense of humor and ability to lift the spirits of those around him. His siblings said that he was the one who always made them smile, always wearing the biggest grin himself. With his strong passion to grow and make the most of each day, Dominic was already an accomplished businessman, athlete, song producer, and entrepreneur by the time he was just 20 years old. But with his desire to make a broader impact on his community and to give back to people beyond his hometown, he planned to join the military. Dominic and Mackenzie were attracted to each other and began dating in 2021. They originally kept their relationship quiet, but shortly after they started dating, they made the relationship public via social media. Mackenzie would frequently post photos of them looking happy and in love. They appeared to be soulmates, spending as much time together as possible. Their families met and grew close as well, and it appeared that nothing could come between them.
What the fuck? You did all of this?
They eagerly
she set this nigga up with doing no crazy shit to get him killed, bro.
Anticipated graduating high school so they could start their lives together. But the bliss didn't last long. Dominic began to notice a side of Mackenzie that he was not fond of. She started to expect Dominic to agree with everything that she said, and he started to get frustrated. It didn't last long. Dominic began to notice a side of Mackenzie that he was not fond of. She started to expect Dominic to agree with everything that she said.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit. That's some crazy bitch shit right there. What the fuck? Agree with this nigga? Just said agree with everything she said. Nigga, the smartest nigga in the world don't even say the right shit all the time.
and he started to get frustrated with how controlling she was.
Controlling
Amidst it
the
all,
nigga
though,
ass.
they continued to project the image of a perfect couple on social media.
I ain't
At
going
some
nowhere
point,
with you
Dominic
looking
to
like
project-
this. You walk out down looking like this, I'm going back in the house. What the fuck is you like? What are you doing? Cosmo and Wanda. What the fuck? Fuck the sound go.
And approached Mackenzie with the news. Mackenzie disagreed and was unoff of a perfect couple on social media. At some point, Dominic decided to break off the relationship and approached Mackenzie with the news. Mackenzie disagreed and was unwilling to give up on them. But Dominic, desperate to be freed, insisted. Mackenzie was upset, but also
niggas see, like, you gotta fuck around and go ghost on a bitch like this.
Determined to rekindle their relationship.
But nah, them niggas have met the family and all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's too much, bro. That's too much. That's too much, bro.
But her way of going about it was problematic. She began showing up at Dominic's house, threatening to harm him and
know it. But what the fuck is going on?
Damage his property if he didn't let her in. On one of the occasions, he recorded her outside of his home making the threats.
He's talking.
I'm keying your car and you do not let me in the house.
You're going to key my car.
If you don't let me in the house, yes.
Dominic tried his best to defuse the situations, trying to reason with Mackenzie and calm her down at every turn. As he continued to reject her, Mackenzie's frustration and desperation grew stronger. She alternated between begging him to take her back and threatening him if he didn't.
Dom, if you do not open, like, you think I'm joking. Like, I'm dead ass.
What do you mean?
You know it. That's exactly what I mean. It doesn't, you don't.
See, I can tell what type of guy he is, but come on, bro. That like, I'm not trying to joke, but bro, that little ass bitch. Come on, bro. Like, I'll fuck around and hang the phone up and get on the game like these. Like, nigga ain't worried about you, bro. What the fuck?
You know exactly what I mean, you're gonna come open this door right now, or there's gonna be a serious problem.
Yeah, and the way she talking to him, she been doing that shit. She been talking to this nigga like this.
But the more she showed her true side, the more convinced Dominic became that ending their relationship was the right decision. Despite the breakup and bitter disputes, like they had done in the past, the couple would eventually reconcile. They got back together and Mackenzie seemed like a changed person, softening her aggression and seeming genuinely sweet. She made plans for her and Dominic to attend a party that a friend of theirs was having. Dominic was looking forward to the evening.
Hold on, bro. She keep getting my neck and shit. That shit annoying.
Mackenzie got planned every detail. She and Dominic attended the party where their friends were pleased to see the perfect couple happily back together again. The pair danced, drank, and enjoyed themselves.
I'm telling you, bro.
Dominic,
I'm not going out with no bitch dressing like that. You better put on some Timbs and joggers
as well, but for an entirely different reason. At the party, they connected with one of Dominic's best friends, Davian Flanagan. Mackenzie also knew Davian. He was 19, and despite a challenging childhood in foster care before being adopted in 2010, he was extremely kind-hearted and positive. He had recently graduated from Strongsville High School, where he was on the football team. He planned to attend barber school, then open a barber shop in their small town. Davian joined Mackenzie and Dominic partying. Then the three of them stayed at their friend's house until the early hours of the next day. At 5 a.m., Mackenzie woke up Dominic to head home. As she was waking Dominic, Davian also woke up and asked for a ride home. So, on that morning, one day before Mackenzie's 18th birthday, Mackenzie, 20-year-old Dominic, and 19-year-old Davian left the party around. Mackenzie, 20-year-old Dominic, and 19-year-old Davian left the party.
She said, hold the fuck on. What's going on here?
At home. So, on that morning, one day before Mackenzie's 18th birthday.
So she's 17 right now.
Mackenzie, 20-year-old Dominic, and 19.
Bro, I ain't gonna say nothing, but bro, she's 17 right now. She dressing like that.
18-year-old Teyean left the party around 5 a.m. in Mackenzie's 2018 Toyota Camry. Mackenzie was behind the wheel, with Dominic in the passenger seat and Tyean in the back. Initially, Mackenzie, the only one wearing a seatbelt, drove slowly, maintaining perfect control. But as she turned onto Progress Drive from Pearl Road, she pressed the accelerator and didn't let go.
God damn, bro, what the fuck you got going on? Yeah, it seems like shit, like, come on, bro.
The street was just 3/4 of a mile long, or 1.2 kilometers. But within that distance, she reached a speed of 100 miles per hour.
Whoa! What the fuck? Bro, you can't even hit the bitch, because, you know what I'm saying, you gonna crack, but I would've, right? I'm saying, bro, what type of car was they in?
The road was relatively straight, perfectly suited for gaining
Oh
unbridled
my
speed.
god.
She sped through the industrial complex, headed directly toward the end of the road, where
Did she
just
die?
beyond it stood a brick building. At the very last moment, she veered directly toward it, then crashed into it head-on.
Yo, this bitch is a fucking lunatic. Are you serious? Yeah, this shit letting me know no bitch driving for me. That shit
100
dead.
miles per hour.
That shit dead.
But it was a very early Sunday
Bitch better call shotgun every time.
morning
Yeah,
in an area exclusively occupied by industrial business buildings.
like this shit
So there
is
was not
dead
a
ass
soul
like, bro.
around. It was a full 45 minutes before a passerby spotted the wreckage and called police. Within minutes, Strongsville police arrived at the crash site. Officers arrived at the scene of the devastating crash. The car barely resembled a car at all anymore. As the first officer hurriedly approaches, he reports
All
the
of them
car is
probably
split in
dead.
half.
The car's split in two.
The severity of the
You
crash is
stupid bitch.
obvious.
Why would you do
and
this?
He calls for additional units, noting that there is at least one person.
Then you include the nigga that's getting his shit together that don't got nothing to do with y'all.
Inside the vehicle.
Radio, there's a occupant
All
inside.
3 dead for sure. There's nobody alive in this. There's
Finish the
nobody
squad
alive.
now.
If it's somebody alive in this car, oh my god.
Not a fresh accident either. She's been here for a while.
The officer notices another occupant.
Radio, we got at least 2 occupants in here. No one's moving.
Yeah, bro, nigga's dead.
Oh my God.
The officer finds the third occupant.
Oh my God. Times 3, guys. Radio, 3 occupants. No one's conscious.
Wow.
No one's breathing.
You going
But
100
then
miles
they
per
quickly
hour.
notice that the driver of the vehicle is breathing. They cannot extract Mackenzie. Her head is wedged in and she's severely pinned in the vehicle. Her fuzzy Prada slippers still press against the accelerator. They won't be able to extract her until fire.
Bitch, you
and
still
rescue
stepping on the
arrive.
gas?
In the meantime, despite their experience, the officers are clearly impacted by the scale of the
Both
accident
of the
and the loss of
young
life.
niggas dead.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Is she alive?
48-year-old
I know. Jesus Christ. This is the worst I've ever seen. Rest in peace, buddy.
Mackenzie has survived. Dominic and Tyean did not. There were car parts everywhere. The car had struck the building with such force that it looked like it had exploded. Fire and rescue arrive. Mackenzie is extracted and life-flighted to the hospital, where she will undergo multiple surgeries to save her life. She
Well,
tested
this shit-
positive
this
for
shit-
THC, consistent with her having smoked marijuana. And she was all
Well, this shit letting y'all know something right now. You got problems with your female, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just getting back in a relationship. Do not let her drive the car at all. Do not. Fuck that. No sir. No, sir. Like, that shit crazy. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like, what
Also
the
in
fuck?
possession of a bag of magic mushrooms and a digital scale. Initially, the police believed
Mushrooms?
that Mackenzie had crashed because she was high. But as the investigation began to unfold,
Nah,
authorities
bruh.
began to suspect that what Mackenzie had done was far more deliberate.
Yeah,
When Mackenzie woke up in the hospital and realized she had survived, she tearfully told her doctors that it was her fault for killing her boyfriend. While the doctors thought these were just the rantings of a remorseful driver,
fuck
the
you
police
crying
took
for?
her statement seriously. After undergoing multiple surgeries, Mackenzie was released from the hospital and returned home with her parents. As the Shirillas prepared to welcome their daughter home, the Russos and Flanagans were planning funerals for their sons. Meanwhile, the prosecutor's office was conducting a thorough investigation, and it was not looking good for Mackenzie. For starters, police
Again, it's
interviewed
like, I don't even feel bad for the, I feel bad for the dude, you know what I'm saying, I think his name was Dominic. I feel bad for the other one, though. Like, nigga, all he was trying to do was get home. Nigga got fucking killed because this bitch, you know what I'm saying, got some shit going on up here. You talking about something, it was my fault that I killed my boyfriend. Bruh, you ain't just kill him. It's shit not funny, but you fucked the whole nigga now life up just now. Like, that shit crazy, bro. Like,
several of Mackenzie and Dominic's friends, from which a consistent theme emerged.
crazy. Hold on, bro. You gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. Bitch killed my son like that, I'm gonna shoot the fuck out of her ass. You just admit that shit like that, I'm gonna kill your ass, bro. Dead ass. bro, y'all had to watch out, bro. Y'all had to watch out. This is like,
They learned that she had frequently
could be a
threatened
wake
him
up call
during
to a
their
lot of
on-again,
niggas that
off-again
come past this
relationship.
video.
Threats like keying his car and forcing her way into his home like mentioned previously.
But not even,
But also,
you still gotta watch out, because it could be a crazy bitch in the passenger seat that'll fuck around and just grab the wheel on some nut shit, bro. Like, so you just never know. But I'd rather that than, you know what I'm saying, nigga, boom, like, come on, bro. Like,
threatening to kill him by crashing her car with him inside of it. The most recent such threat occurring just 2 weeks before the crash, when she told him, "Dominic, I will crash this car right now." Around that same time period, Dominic had even called his mother asking her to come pick him up because he was riding with Mackenzie and she was driving recklessly. Also, authorities and the public felt like Mackenzie was not acting like a grieving girlfriend responsible for two people's deaths. The photograph that she posted on Dominic's obituary seemed, as one news publication called it, twisted. Many also found it inappropriate and tasteless for her to attend a Halloween party so soon after the deaths that she was.
Yeah, I would have killed this bitch. I ain't gonna lie. If I was the dad, I would have killed this bitch. If I seen this video, I swear to God, I would have went on a fucking mission. There's no way you kill two niggas like that and just, you know what I'm saying, Halloween, there's no way. There is no fucking way you going to enjoy any other holiday doing this shit like this. This is going to be your last holiday fucking around with me. I swear to God.
Was responsible for. Especially dressed as both
sticking out, like, come on. Like,
marijuana and a corpse. And then post the fully decked out costume photos on her social media account. And those weren't her only posts. Within weeks of the crash, she had returned to posting TikToks.
I'm not even cool. I'm just one of those girls that can do a lot of drugs and not die.
That shit funny. See? Bro. She down there picking with a nigga. She's picking with the dead, and she's picking with a nigga. Like, she's picking with the fucking family doing that shit. Like, it ain't, like I said, you don't understand. Like, you don't understand what the fuck. You just took another nigga life with some shit that didn't even.
I'm not even cool. I'm just one of those girls that can do a lot of drugs and not die.
In one of her posts, she shockingly claimed that she was the one you die for.
Gotta figure like a pin, gotta figure like a doll. Don't care if you think I'm dumb, I don't care at all. Candy best, sweetie pie one.
You meet the nigga family, you know what I'm saying? You fuck with him for a couple years. And you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You end the nigga life like that. And now next thing after that, you sitting up here at the skating ring with your foot in the fucking camera acting like everything's straight. I don't understand shit like that. You like I don't understand this.
I'm the girl you die for.
Now I don't hit females, but I swear to God, I would have, whoo, man. Boy.
And she drew the same sentiment for a concert she attended. Shortly after she was released from the hospital, she was seen attending a concert, still in a wheelchair from her injuries. There were also posts that Mackenzie and her mother made on social media, replying to and soliciting a modeling job. Community members felt it was so inappropriate after the deaths that they emailed the exchanges they had made with the Los Angeles modeling agency to the police department. And police also gathered and analyzed the physical evidence. A thorough analysis was done on the vehicle, and it was found to not have any defects or malfunctions that would have contributed to the crash. Additionally, the Toyota's event data recorder, also known as its black box, revealed that the moment Mackenzie turned onto Progress Road, she began pressing the accelerator pedal to the floor the entire stretch of the road, her foot still in that position when they found her. She never attempted to press the brake pedal. She barreled down the short road until it teed at the end, slightly veering into the grass as she aimed for the building. The black box along the surveillance video showed that the steering wheel jerked 142 degrees to the right and then left just before the car left the road and crashed into the building. And speaking of that surveillance video, that is where investigators truly began to question the teenager's actions. The bad behavior before the crash and the questionable actions afterward were not necessarily definitive. But the surveillance footage, together with the black box data, began to leave little doubt. Multiple businesses in the area captured the teenager's ill-fated path that early morning. But two of those videos in particular gave authorities a clear picture of the car, both en route and right up through the point of impact. The first one showed Mackenzie when she was calmly and responsibly rounding the final corner, including traveling at a reasonable speed, reducing her speed to make the turn, and even signaling to turn. Her actions in that video, authorities determined, were not consistent with someone erratically driving under the influence. The second video shows how once she is on the final road, she accelerates.
I'm not blaming it on him at all, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody should ever do no shit like this, but like, bruh,
before finally veering at the last moment into the building. Her controlled actions just prior to turning onto the street indicated that Mackenzie was in complete control.
This shit bigger than him though. It's some shit she got going on like in her head. Like it's bigger than him.
Vehicle. So authorities concluded that her actions once she turned the corner were entirely deliberate. Taking a look at her route via Google Maps puts into perspective exactly how devastating her 100-mile-per-hour plunge into the building actually was. As she traveled down Progress Avenue, headed straight toward the building that lied at the end, veering slightly onto the grass as she was about to traverse the rocks and sign, heading straight for the corner of the building. The devastation was not surprising. And such a meticulous, destructive path was no accident either. After analyzing Mackenzie's phone and GPS data, authorities found that she had spent a significant amount of time on that completely out-of-the-way Progress Road just a few days before the crash. They surmised that she had spent the time scouting the area as she plotted the crash, given no other explanation for her to be in that industrial area. But Mackenzie wasn't taking any responsibility. In fact, she felt like what she had done didn't at all warrant the potential punishment she may be facing. In the immediate aftermath of the accident, she asked police if they could just take my license away for 10 years or something like that.
What?
But her acts would have far greater consequences despite her perspective. Between her scouting of the area prior to the crash, the threats she had made during her and Dominic's tumultuous relationship, the speed and path she took on the deadly ride, along with her foot still being on the gas pedal, authorities were confident that Mackenzie intentionally and callously took the lives of Dominic and Tavien. On November 4th, 2022, authorities arrested Mackenzie Shirilla. She is charged with over 12 counts, including 4 counts of murder, 4 counts of felonious assault, 2 counts of aggravated vehicular homicide, 1 count of drug possession, and 1 count of possessing criminal tools. Given that she was 17 at the time of the incident, she was taken to a juvenile detention facility. During pretrial hearings, the prosecution offered...
Don't bullshit me now. Don't bullshit. How much time she got? How much time she got?
Mackenzie a plea deal. She turned it down, and her attorney indicated they were prepared to take it to trial.
That's correct, Your Honor. I went on Monday and discussed this at great length with Mackenzie the week before that.
Look at her.
That with her parents present, talked with her.
You done met the parents, nigga, let you meet the parents and everything. You still did some shit like this. I'd rather you just go fucking cheat. You know what I'm saying? Like, just go fucking cheat.
Today,
you do some shit like this, bro. It's like, bro.
Her desire that she does not want her to plead to 2 counts of murder.
And, Mackenzie, are you satisfied with the lawyer so far? You can say so. Yes, Your Honor.
For that trial, Mackenzie chose to waive her right to a jury
evil. She looked evil.
Trial, opting instead for a bench trial, taking her chances on what a judge may decide versus 12 jurors. Given the circumstances surrounding Mackenzie's crime, the prosecution planned to try her as an adult. For the trial, prosecutors outlined Mackenzie's aggressive behavior and threats.
It's crazy how she turned 18 the next day, too. That's crazy.
For Dominic, to show how she reacted when she didn't get her way or when Dominic wouldn't do what she wanted.
Yeah.
They outlined the time when she repeatedly warned Dominic to let her into his home or face the consequences.
Dom,
if I'm her life, like, I need that life.
Like, you think I'm joking. You think I'm joking. Like, I'm dead ass.
And notice how when she answered that question, like when she was in the court, that didn't sound anything like her.
What do you mean?
You know it. That's exactly what I mean. It doesn't. You don't even know exactly what I mean. You're gonna come open this door right now, or there's gonna be a serious problem.
She threatened to break the handle off the door if he didn't let her in, and she began hitting the door and counting down the seconds before there was about to.
You would have been fucking up your arm, cause I would have been upstairs playing. Like I said, I would have been playing the game, bro. Like I would have been playing the game, or I would have been blowing music.
B said problem. Their evidence also showed that
he should have left her alone, though. That's his fault. And I say this shit every time. Every time some shit like this going, everybody gotta take blame for shit. Even the niggas that's dead. You know what I'm saying? Even the niggas that's dead, bro. Like, you left this bitch alone and just just, you know what I'm saying? Even though parents know each other, but it ain't nothing to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. Dead ass, bro. Like, that's it. Like, I don't talk to her no more, so. Yeah, I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can talk over the phone or some shit if y'all need something from each other. But as far as like this other shit, like niggas should have ended. He fucking got back with the joint. If you ain't get back with the joint, you probably would have been in the car with her.
Kinsey was fully aware that she could cause serious harm to her victims like by way of her vehicle, given the repeated threats she made about crashing her car with Dominic in it. They argued that in the months following the crash, instead of being remorseful or mourning the deaths of Dominic and Tavien, she was living a carefree and frivolous life, presenting the TikToks she made, her concert attendance, and her pursuit of modeling jobs.
Hey, you didn't think we'll see this shit? You didn't think?
They presented the physical evidence and crash expert testimony that revealed how the crash was neither an accident nor the result of any malfunction of the vehicle. You didn't use your white girl power at all. Instead, Mackenzie had deliberately and meticulously planned and carried out the death of Dominic. And his best friend, who simply requested a ride home, became meaningless collateral damage to her. In contrast, Mackenzie's defense team argued that the crash was a tragic accident
I see you crying
that Mackenzie
back there.
had no memory of. They argued that it was impossible to know who actually pulled the wheel to turn it at 142 degrees just 1 second before impact, causing the crash.
That sentence hit her ass.
He asked the crash analyst who testified whether Mackenzie could have been swerving to dodge an unexpected obstacle, whether a passenger could have grabbed the wheel to control the steering, or perhaps she was desperately trying to regain control of the vehicle. He did acknowledge that Mackenzie was indeed driving recklessly. But the evidence to the contrary, particularly the surveillance video evidence, was overwhelming. The judge noted,
"The video clearly shows the purpose and intent of the defendant. She chose a course of death and destruction that day. She morphed from a responsible driver
Don't cry
to
now. You
literal
won't cry when you was
hell.
making them fucking TikToks. Shit won't, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit was funny then. Don't cry now.
Actions were controlled.
It ain't funny when the rabbit got the gun.
Methodical, deliberate, intentional, and purposeful. This was not reckless driving. This was murder.
Prosecutors noted that the video was also why they chose to try Shirilla as an adult, stating, "When you drive for 4 or 5 seconds with the pedal all the way down until you hit 100 miles per hour into a building, we felt the charge was appropriate." The judge found Mackenzie Shirilla guilty on all 12 charges.
Okay, don't bullshit.
At the sentencing hearing, the prosecution reminded the court about Mackenzie's lack of remorse, represented by her actions in the weeks and months after the crash. The judge also allowed statements from the families of those involved. Davian's mother was the first to address the court.
Yes. Your Honor, my name is Jamie Flanagan. I am the mother of the victim, Davian Flanagan.
That's the nigga that was trying to get home.
I want to share a small part of what we lost on 7/31/2022. My son Davian is and always will be so much more than cargo. He was precious. He was an amazing soul with a heart of gold. He gave to the world what he wanted most in his own life: love. The kind of love that would rescue a friend in the middle of the night, no questions asked. The kind that would protect others and honor them. He made friends easily with his infectious smile. He was a gifted athlete. He had plans to go to barber school and open his own shop. My son did not have a clique of friends, but instead was a friend to all. He would go out of his way to show love and kindness to others, including those that were often cast aside by society, the less fortunate, the developmentally challenged, the hurting, and the unvalued. Davian made sure that everyone that crossed his path knew that he truly saw them, that he valued them, and that they were worth his time. Davian and my kids have had more than their fair share of heartbreak, of hardship, and of loss. Davian was adopted with his sisters from foster care. They are biological siblings. We are honored to be chosen, or to have been chosen, to be their parents. Their forever family.
So she fucked two families
I am devastated by the loss of Davian. The world lost a truly special man.
The court also heard from Dominic's mother.
I'm Christine Russo. I'm Dominic's mother.
Damn.
No one wanted this to be a murder, or to punish Mackenzie Shirilla for this accident. But this was not a car accident. The evidence and science proved that Mackenzie Shirilla murdered my son, Dominic, as well as Davian. There's no fix put in this case, as the Shirillas would like to proclaim. I want to thank Strongsville Police Department and the state of Ohio for seeking the truth behind this crash. Thanks to them, we all know what happened in that car that day.
But like,
what
my
we
thing
don't
is,
know is
what do you get out of this shit though? Like, what do you get out of it? Like, even if you do get away with this shit, what do you get out of doing this? Like, why are we doing pointless shit like this? That shit. That shit.
why. I wish I could change this every day. I lost 3 children.
Oh!
Not a minute goes by each day that I don't think about my son, as well as Davian. My heart is forever broken. The cries heard from the Shirilla family and friends after the verdict are nothing more than a lack of remorse. Mackenzie Shirilla had a choice. Dom and Davian did not. They are all left here to
One thing, it's like, you know she really didn't give a fuck, because it's sometimes like, you would have thought that she would have been like, alright, this not the time to do this. You know what I'm saying? If it was some shit going on between her and I forgot the other nigga name. The other nigga, you would have thought she would have been like, all right, let me not do this time. Let me just wait. You know what I'm saying? But she just didn't give a fuck. She did not care.
Born. But what Dave, Tom, and Nick and Davion lost can never be remedied in any way or by any particular sentence. On July 31st, 2022, I called Mackenzie's mother, hysterical with the loss of my son and Davion. I knew Mackenzie was in the hospital, and the first statement said to me was, "Oh, please don't listen to what everyone's saying on Facebook." Yeah, my son is dead, his friend is dead, and I'm checking on yours. Yet social media is what's important. Social media has made a game out of the life of Mackenzie and is making a game out of this heart-wrenching tragedy. No one can imagine the pain of losing a child unless they have lost one themselves. The pain is forevermore. Time does not heal this wound. Mackenzie, going to prison because you did this. Be thankful that you're still alive and have a future, whatever that may be. Dom and Davion were robbed of their...
Whoa. Come on, bro. Where we at? Hold on. Hold on.
Thank you.
Mackenzie's mother also addressed the court.
My name is Mackenzie Shirilla.
Let's get to this.
I just want to say, am I allowed to address them at all? Sure. I just want to say to the families that I'm broken, sad, and lost, and my heart hurts for everyone.
I ain't gonna lie.
Davion?
I don't even think her ass should have wrote a note. I think like you gotta come in there and really like talk, bro. Like, fuck a note. A note is like, I don't know, bro.
And Dom was the love of her life, and he was part of our family. Okay? I'm just so sorry that this happened, and we're heartbroken. Okay? And then, Your Honor, this was a terrible, tragic nightmare accident to have happened that she has no memory of, and she will never emotionally or physically recover from it. She almost died too, and we're asking that you please not run the sentence as consecutive. He was family, and we all loved each other. That morning of the accident, she called, I got a phone call that there was a car accident, okay? So we went to the hospital, and I didn't even know who was in the car. The names had not been confirmed yet. And I'm gonna cry because I missed Dom so much. We loved him so much. So I called Dom, like over and over again, praying that he was gonna answer the phone, and he didn't answer the phone. So then I tried to call his mom, and she didn't answer the phone either. And I still didn't know who was in the car. I didn't even know if she was alive. I didn't know what was happening. So then we were in the waiting room. And then his mom she did call me, so I answered the phone, and I was like, oh my God, like, I don't even know who was in the car, like, what's happening, was that Dom? And she said, what do you mean, my son is dead? And I was like, I'm so sorry. And then she said something like, and now I have to wait until your kid's out of the hospital, and then I didn't hear the rest. I was like, we loved him so much, and I hung up the phone. I did not talk about social media. I didn't even know what was going on yet, okay? So then, that was it. So in the hospital, that Vitality post, I commented on that because somebody had called her a murderer, okay? And she's not a murderer, so she didn't even have her phone at that point because the police had...
Yo, I'm ready to skip you, bitch. I'm ready to skip you. All jokes to the side. I'm getting so close to skipping you. Like, did she just say she's not a murderer? What the fuck is she then? What is she?
It still had it, okay? So I jumped on, and I was like, you know, she's not a murderer. She's more sad than most of these people commenting. She's been trying to get in touch with you. mean, at that point, it was just an accident. So I commented on her behalf, not because of the modeling opportunity. Who cares about that? I don't want them to refer to her as a murderer, okay? And I don't even know how that comment had got on the phone because the police still had her device and she could not access her phone or social media. That's why I did it. And I had called them asking if they could shut down social media because people were calling her a murderer and making death threats and organizing groups to, take her out.
Yeah, I mean, when you do shit like that, that's what that come with. You know what I'm saying? And when you go to jail, when she go to jail, it's gonna be 10 times worse. You can't do shit like that. You can't, she's a murderer, bro. She's a murderer. That bitch ain't give a fuck. She just did whatever, bro. She did whatever. And I don't know why we so, come on. I understand it's your child, but nigga, the truth is the truth. Like, this bitch just sat here and rammed right into the fucking building. They get on social media afterwards. Like, that's what throws it off. Like, if you was going through some shit mentally, you wouldn't have got on social media like that and was fucking around and joking and shit. Joking. What else? Just joking about it, having a good time, having just a good time to where it looked like you didn't even go through none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't.
And stuff. So I don't even want her phone. I don't care about her phone. I don't care about social media. I just wanted them to stop calling her a murderer so that when she did come to, and she did come out of surgery, multiple surgeries, that she wouldn't see all these people calling her a murderer because she would never, ever, ever murder the love of her life. Okay? Halloween.
Her ass in denial.
For 3 months after the accident, she would only wear his clothes. She would only eat the snacks he ate. She would only listen to the music.
Alright, yeah, you get scared. You getting scared. Hold on, she got something to say. Hold on.
I would love to. Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't come to this court, D. I mean, I couldn't come. I couldn't come. If I was the dad, I couldn't come. Or let alone like the brother or some shit, the uncle. Like, I couldn't come to this shit.
The families.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. With this fake. Oh, hold on. Here we go.
I wish I could take all your pain away, and I'm so sorry. And to my family, thank you, and all the love you guys give. Thank you.
You was over this bitch practicing the street. You was waiting for this moment. You ain't sorry. I ain't trying to hear that shit. I ain't trying to hear that shit, bro.
With her guilty verdicts, Mackenzie was facing an automatic sentence of life imprisonment with no opportunity for parole for 15 years for each of her 2 murder convictions. The most challenging aspect of the sentencing for the judge was deciding whether the sentences should be served consecutively or concurrently. She noted that while the families desired the harshest sentence possible, she had to balance the need for justice with the circumstances of the case. She sentenced Mackenzie Shirilla to 2 concurrent terms of 15 years to life for the murders of Dominic Russo and Davian Flanagan.
Wait. So is this just 15 plus 15? I'm confused.
Again, serving them concurrently would make her eligible for parole in 15 years.
Damn! So she's been in jail for, when was this? 2022? She's been in jail for 3 years now, so she's 21. Damn. Woo! Ay. Let's look at some of these comments. Her willing to kill the guy's best friend. Yeah, for real. For real. This is what I was trying to say. Like, that shit is beyond crazy. Like, you're a lunatic. Her mom's statement made me sick to my stomach. Possessive, abusive, self-centered. Yup. That's why I said she get it from her. The mother doesn't get it. Who cares how miserable her life is? At least she has her life, yeah. Yeah, I'm off this joke though, bro. That shit is fucking crazy, bro. Like I said, man, like, in the future, If y'all niggas, y'all niggas going through some shit with y'all girl, bro, like, let that bitch drive. Don't let her drive at all. Like, at all. You can't, like, that shit is crazy. Like, you. Now, I wouldn't even say that. That's chat. That's chat. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the fact that nigga asked you just to go home. The nigga lost his life. You know what I'm saying? For no fucking reason. I feel like that makes this shit 20 times worse. You did some shit like this. I can't wrap my head around this shit, bro. I don't know. That shit's fucking crazy, bro. I'm out the jump.